Hello and welcome. I'm Tyler Cobb, Director of Product here at Broadloom, and I'm excited to join you here today for a Training Tuesday. It's that time again, and we're doing a big release update. So this time we're going to review all that's coming to you from this summer. And while there's a ton of cool stuff going on at Broadloom, today we're specifically going to be talking about BMS. So let's dive in. All right, let's take a look at the agenda today. So the agenda will be to dive into some of the general things that we've made some improvements here and there around. We also are going to take a look at some quality of life improvements for the BMS software. And then your accountants are going to be super thrilled with what we did in the financial part of the app. And finally, what we all love to look forward to is some coming soon features that I'm more than willing to talk to you about and love to hear any feedback that you may have. So let's keep going. First and foremost, I'd love to break the good news. We now have re-released our Apple and Android mobile apps. These were down for a little while due to technical difficulties, but they are now released into the wild. So your favorite BMS software is now readily available on your phone. You can go into either the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, look for Broadloom BMS, and you should be able to see it right there. It's got the cool little gear icon, little clicky mouse thing, and do what all flooring dealers do best, install it. And then one of the things that you will need is the alias of your account. So that'll let the app know who you're logging into. So to find this information, there's a few steps that'll take you there. So open up RM Start on your desktop. Click Settings. It's this big green box in the bottom. Then you'll click Verify Settings. And then finally, click Check on the customer key. And then that will populate a little text field that says alias, and it'll give you your alias. And so that'll help you and just write that down. And capitalization does matter. So make sure you write it down carefully. So enter that into when it prompts you in the mobile app, and then that'll allow you to get to your account. Next up, for my favorite people up north, my Canadian friends, we've made some improvements to the address formatting. You now have some more options when it comes to formatting for AR customers and AP vendors. You can update that so that way it's in a friendly format that's ready for Canada. So, and those can be kind of toggled on and off independently. You can find this in Company Control 5. So let's take a look at some easier business management steps. So one of the big features that a customer was really excited about was getting better audit files. And so this is really allowing them to get better transparency into their business and what's going on in their back office. So we went through and developed a whole suite of these audit files. Now, these are answering the big questions of what, who, when, how. So, and this is now available for vendors, ship-tos, installers, customers, user login history, general ledger, and all of this. The fine print here is that these all logs now will be recording events since implementation. So it won't have historical data from like 2 years ago. Very sorry, that doesn't exist. But going forward, you'll have better visibility and tracking and overall security in your application. Next up, in the purchase order entry, you now have some added right-click functions. This actually came straight from our BMS workshop, which we hosted earlier this year, which, call out, if you're not yet planning to go to the next year's, please do so, because it's a great opportunity to learn and also bend the ear of the product people. So yeah, this came straight from the audience, and one of the individuals was lamenting about how difficult it was. They had to go back and forth on these different screens, and it was just a pain. So you know, they had a great idea, add some right-click functionality. So we did so. In this purchase order view reserved inventory screen, you can now access some basic information. You view job notes,
and even change job status. So just saving a lot of time for our users, and these are the kind of things we're happy to implement. So thank you again for your feedback. Next up, this is the exciting part. Drum roll, better financial experiences. So the balance sheet comparison is now unlocked. We have implemented a easy year-over-year comparison for your balance sheet. You can view and export these, so your accountants will be thrilled. Your chief financial officers, if you don't have one, I mean, it always helps to have a money person. So this will be extremely beneficial for them because they don't have to go do one report, then go change the year and do another report and compare it in Excel or anything clunky like that. So then we also wanted to help. One of the feedback we got was just their general ledgers were just growing and growing and growing, and they had a lot of clutter. So we're helping with that by we've added in the ability to inactivate GL accounts. This obviously has a lot of tentacles when you do this. So this one was very carefully implemented, but essentially you can go into you can inactivate by going into general ledger, doing account maintenance, and then simply select an account that you're interested in, edit, and check the box that's set to inactive down here. So that will inactivate it, so that way other users can't choose that GL when they're making new entries. And next up, this is probably my favorite of the talk here. So we have implemented drill down financials, and those who know are going to be super pumped about that, and those who don't, I hope you can appreciate what we're doing here. So essentially on GL reports, income statements, balance sheets, specifically those two, you can now double click on any line item and it will take you to a detailed screen on which all the records that contributed to that roll up value are displayed. So it used to be that you would have to go to that report, and then if you wanted to look at where those numbers came from, you'd have to go to another report, and it was pretty rough. So this was a labor of love, and we're very, very excited. There's going to be version 2 coming out very soon. We actually are starting to pick up that work probably in the next week or two. Essentially just kind of doubling down and iterating on these improvements to quality of life here for our beloved accountants and numbers people. So essentially just allowing more functionality to get to the information you need to make changes, to enter new things and that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. And then finally, the cherry on top for the financials is that we've freshly styled the income statements and balance sheets. Before, it was these, wonderful and homely, income statements, all text-based type screens. We've now given them a fresh look and created a very, what I actually think is probably one of the best looking income statements that I've seen. So I'm not biased. I just think it's true. So let us know what you think, and I hope you appreciate it as much as we do. All right, let's talk about what's coming soon. So on the horizon, we have card present tokenization. So for any of our customers who are using our payment processing, which if you're not, you should, because the integration is fantastic with BMS. And it just makes your life so much easier to have all of the payment processing feeding right into your accounting. But enough of a sales plug. The card present tokenization basically allows you to take a deposit today, and you can swipe that card in your store, and then it's going to save that payment method on file in a secure and safe way using encrypted tokens. And so that way you're not storing card data or anything sensitive like that. But then it allows you to collect a payment at a later date. So this is a huge convenience factor for customers and for yourselves, because you don't have to go back to them and say, oh, I need that card again. Can you give it to me over the phone? That's super obnoxious. You can just say, hey, here's the final amount. We'll be charging the card on file. Is that okay? And, and go for it. So this is great. Best practice. I love it as a consumer, and I think your customers will too. Next up is the quick assign and quick PO. This is something that I've recently been kind of keyed in on, is that there's just this aspect of going through and assigning inventory on these line items, and it's super painful. It takes like 7 clicks for each line item. It's pretty miserable. So this will allow you to basically do it 10 times faster. As I don't know, maybe 100 times faster. I could be overselling it, but this seems huge to me, because essentially you'll be able to go through, check yes, 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 assign, and it'll, as long as it can determine that, hey, it's safe to assign this inventory, and then it'll do so. And if it needs any POs to be issued, it'll auto issue those as well for approval. Then, to carry on the theme of just making things super easy to be done in our BMS software, auto reporting options are coming up soon. So this is basically working through auto clearing your invoice register, which is typically a nightly activity, and auto clearing the GL journal entries. And then you'll get a nice email summary of what all was done on your behalf by the system, which was just saving time and giving peace of mind. And then finally, we have the eliminating some of the duplicate catalog efforts when you have the Measure Square integration. So this would allow you to essentially sync your BMS product catalog, whichever items that are relevant, sync that to Measure Square. So that way those items are there for you to pick up and use. And you don't have to worry about importing and exporting your catalog, or having stuff not be quite matching what you're typically used to. So again, just creating a better integration experience, and just making it great. So
This is all super exciting stuff that we cannot wait to bring to you. So again, everything's flexible. Let us know. And if there's anything else we can be doing better for you, we're open ears. And that concludes our Training Tuesday today of the BMS summer release updates. I hope you guys found something that was super exciting, and let us know what you love best. As always, reach out to us for help and info via email, support@broadloom.com. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can stay up to date on